I can say, fuck it. Just get it started so we can roll on out of here real quick. It's too early for this shit? Is it too late for this shit? I feel like when it officially crosses 4, it'll be too early for this shit. But we haven't crossed 4 yet, so I'm a little teetering on which end of which it would be. Sorry, I'm tired. Fucking slept like 2 hours. Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd go drive around. Thought I'd throw up a little video. Try to remotivate myself to finish editing my air intake video. That one's almost done. It's almost done. Diverter valve video after that. I figure worst cases will be something for kind of like in between. Tide you over, tide me over. Just so I got like a little something while I'm working on that. Sorry, I'm gonna get myself the hell out of here. The problem is, honestly, you know what? In hindsight, I didn't have to go all the way up to the top floor. I just felt like it was early enough. I thought my friend would have been here still. So I said, why not? Let's be nosy and a little bit of a weirdo because I don't know where else I can go to stop and set the shit up. I wouldn't be bothered. God, I feel like shit. Oh, I feel bad. Physically. My tummy doesn't like me. I decided to, in a fatal error to myself, finish off the panda from yesterday. Horrendous mistake. I never learned my lesson when that chow mein comes rolling out. It's over for me, dog. I can't say no to it. I'm making myself hungry just talking about it. Which sucks because it's like I got a tummy ache and I'm hungry for more of the shit that gives me a tummy ache. That's cool. That's neat. That's what I wanna hear. I don't know. I'm tired. My tummy hurts. Something's gotta give. So I'm distracting myself. I'm gonna distract myself with a little driving, a little impromptu video review. Because I don't know if you noticed, but there's like a distinct lack of tint on my windows, and there's a distinct lack of circles, and a distinct lack of information on my gauge cluster. There's too much information on my gauge cluster, actually, not to spoil future events. But yeah, no, Mini's in the shop. I actually get the Mini today. Back, but I've been in this for a few weeks. I figure this is kind of a last chance if I'm gonna have to go get my car back in a little bit. I figured do a little review. It's a bit of a 2 birds 1 stone review. Stupid turn signal. Good thing I have a BMW, so I'm used to the turn signals just being like as useless as they can be. Wow. There's 2 birds 1 stone review because one review the rental. Right. I got a Ford Edge. Right. The space for the fam. Otherwise, I probably would have seen what they had in the 2-door department. Really gone ham. But then also a bit of a review of new cars in general, because this is, I'd say, my first consistent point of a newer car, of like having a considerable amount of time where it's not just like driving with my mom or like driving my dad's truck somewhere around where it's like a 20-minute thing, and I'm like, man, this is weird. Been with us for a few weeks, have some points of like what I like, what I don't like, and admittedly I have a bias. I have an old car. I say it like I'm driving some 97 Civic. My Mini's from 2015, but that's 10 years old. At 2017 is when you start getting a lot of the newer safety features. 2019, 2020 is where you start getting everything feeling very steer-by-wire, in my experience of other people's new cars. But in that, might as well talk about this. And I'd say this was pretty new. It's got about as many miles as my Mini did when I first got it. I'm at 40,000. 40,500. About across 500. Might tonight if we fuck around. Anyway, getting distracted, brain sleep deprived, crippling ADHD. Not a awesome combo. But let's start with the specifics of what I like about this car, because all of the pros are going to be real specific little itty bitty things that end up being what you buy it for. Space is a double-sided sword, but it's great from the inside. Space is awesome from the inside, unlike this terrible, horrendous construction earlier this week. This is fucking... What the hell is this? Alright. Sorry, everything got blocked off. Love it. I actually have room for the wagon in the back. We can take the kids places and be able to take them around said places without having to buy a fucking car. It's awesome. Love that. That part's fantastic. Okay, the kids, all their stuff. My kid's nurse sits in the back like it ain't no fucking thing. She's got a mile of room between the two of them. It's great. But from the outside, oh dear God, from the outside, this thing is such a bow. Whenever I'm looking, I'm like trying to keep myself in the lanes, and no matter what I do, if one side isn't brushed like all the way up against the line, both sides are brushed all the way up against the fucking line. It's so fucking, it's huge. It's a boat. It's a boat. I thought my sister's 4Runner was bad. At least that, I'm like, it looks cool when it's a Toyota. This thing's just huge and unwieldy. Unwieldy. Mama loves it. Okay. Kid's mama is like, oh my God, I'll drive you everywhere you want to go. I love driving this thing. It makes me miss a big old Suburban that I had back in the day. I'm like, that's so cool for you. Biggest thing I drove was a RAV4, and it's just gone smaller since then. Mini is the biggest thing I've had since that at 16. I can't. I'm not a big car guy. I'm a little car guy, but that sucks when you got two kids and they need a bunch of shit. It's a fucking limo. I don't know if you're even gonna be able to see it because there's like no fucking street lights on the street. There's a casual limo parked up on the side of the road of this decrepit ass, looked like a trap house. That was a thing. That's something that happened. Nightlife's fun. Fucking with the size. Sorry, getting distracted. Throw me back on track. With the size does come inherent intimidation. The Mini wasn't really in any way intimidating until I fucking slapped that valve on the exhaust and free flowed up that downpipe a little bit. Then, all of a sudden, everybody wants to get the fuck out of my way. Except for assholes. And assholes like really take it as a challenge and they want to race. Sorry, that just happened as a feature that I'll get to. That I'm looking at like, what the fuck? But no, this thing, just because it's so big, people try to get into my lane and I just push up a little bit. Mostly because it's a rental. If you hit this, I don't give a shit. It's all, like I'm push up a little bit so they don't try to fucking pit maneuver themselves on me. And all of a sudden they just, way the fuck over. Like damn near slamming into the other lane. And I'm like, I'm not like shoved up against the line. I'm just here, man. I should have been paying attention to where I was driving. This is like horror movie alley. Just like one hard left turn into an alley with no fucking lights. Tiny little houses sucked 100 feet away from the street. I'm like, this creeped me out. I wasn't gonna die. That would be where I died. Fucking A. Yeah, but like, the size has its upsides. It is kind of nice. I will admit. We need a second car, and we need something bigger. I would like something a little smaller than this, though. This is a little bit much for me. its fuel economy is whatever. I'm gonna be honest, I have not particularly been paying attention to it. It's around the same horsepower as a Mini tuned up. It's like 235, 240 in this thing. Inline 4. It says turbocharged, but I don't know if I feel a turbo. That's about it. That's the bulk of the good. The big giant fuck ass tablet has one upside, and that's specifically when I'm Android Auto Google Maps up. I do like having a nice big fuck ass screen to have maps on, so I don't have to try like crazy my little phone. Really, that's about where the goodness ends, because the suspension is sloshed. You can't drive this thing with any amount of speed, which I just say for one day I was a little late for work, so I was kind of hauling it a little bit. Like, it'll kind of go in a straight line. Oh man, I was hitting some speeds before I do it. So I'm doing this, I should be going to bed. But like, you take a turn at any amount of speed. Hell, you don't even take a turn. You're like, the street just fucking slightly veers over to the left, just like a little bit. So you lead with it a little bit. Somewhere my skater boys like, you lead with it a little bit. Gentle curve, and all of a sudden I'm just, because the thing won't fucking hold still. It's like a bobblehead. Some people like Durango, because they'll be like, oh, I got Durango RT, has a high stiff suspension to it, so I took a turn like that. It's so well like a bobblehead. Whoa, that's this thing. Ugh. That's what I think is newer. Like, a lot of my problems right now are just newer car problems. The suspension is the only one that's specifically to this. A lot of my issues are, everything's got an auto stop start. It's trash. It's trash. I don't understand how it reads it. Really not that bad. It's just kind of like, really, I should vibrate back up. Especially having kids that fall asleep to the car rides. You know, they like the car rides. They relax. They fall asleep finally. They wake the fuck up the second that shit turns off. So I roll up to a red light, and then shit just, all of a sudden, they're freaking out for the rest of the light until somehow, psychically, it's like a 1 in 3 chance. But that's still like kind of a freaky high chance, in my opinion, that it will auto start back up. It's like it has some kind of reader to the road, so it can read when it's about to fucking turn green. And it starts the car up like 3 seconds before it turns green. Wild. I still really like it, because that's like 30% of the time it does that. It's frequent enough that it feels like a strong correlation or something. But in reality, it's just, oh my god, yeah. It's got some kind of timer, and it just like happens to be that those times it was around that amount of time, and then auto started back up. I don't know. I'm rambling. I hate it. I hate the gas pedal, because it's the same problem I've had. I've had to drive my mom's Subaru. That's, I think it's a little bit old. I think this is 2020. This was almost like a 2019 or something. It feels very electronic. It feels very video game control. Where it's just like, unless you hit that trigger button, is how much you're moving. So I'm going 20 miles an hour now, because there's a fucking Ford that's also from Virginia? Mine's borrowed from Virginia. I think it's from Virginia. I just feel bad for it in that regard. No, that's Kansas plate. That's a newer Kansas plate. Never mind. I wonder if because I'm in the Ford Edge, they think I might be a cop. Under the speed limit, because the limit is 40 here, and you are going like 32, and it's kind of giving me an aneurysm. Although there is a cop in there. No, that's security, because they're checking, making sure nobody's fucking at the park. Got sidetracked with Night Adventures. New cars suck. I'm trying to put myself back on track. I probably haven't hit this one. I might just slap this one up at fucking 540. Who does? What's that? Say fuck it, see what happens. The new car sucks. Same problem I had with my mom's car. Sorry, it was just, it feels like when you hit the controller and it's just, that's you're going, you're moving the car, and then it moves the car kind of like the same relative amount because you kind of haul it up. It feels like that. With the Mini, and I'm going to keep saying with the Mini, take a shot. It'll turn it into a drinking game. Backtrack it and just go back and take a shot retroactively for every time I said. But in the Mini, it has turbo lag, and after I've fiddled with it, I've changed tubes, I've tuned it, I've popped shit on and off 70,000 times. There's a feel to it. It's got a little bit of a turbo lag. It's also got that cool guy BMW thing where, fun fact, there's a thing that BMWs do. If it feels like you're not giving it a lot of gas, like you're not giving it as much gas as you're giving it, don't shove it to the floor. Just like keep going a little bit, because there's a tiny little sweet spot where it'll start accelerating the way you want it to, but then after that, it does the, oh, you actually want to move setting where it drops the gear, it disappears. It's really fun. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I just know it's a prevalent thing with BMW. I don't know if it was like an all car thing. That's just like a way that you actually tell it to. But it's like a secret gas pedal thing. It's a big thing with BMWs. That people talk about. All the BMW guys talk about it. I call it the oh you want to move setting. Anyway, it gives it character. You know, as much as I ramble on and on about it, it gives it character. It's something that makes the Mini feel like a Mini. I feel like this dude wants to get the fuck over when you had like fucking 45 seconds to get the fuck over. Alright, I get you all, like I waited to see if you were gonna fucking make this turn. Alright. So you can't hear what it does. Like, and this is the part, I didn't even know what I was trying to say there. It gives it character, gives off. So part of that's because I built the car. It did not feel that way when I built it. Or at least not as much. It did, but like it was a little bit. Because like the restart valve was normal, and like all the turbo stuff was normal, and all the intake stuff was normal. Like that one sounded and felt a little bit like an RC car, which isn't too horrendously different. But like it's still like it felt like it was something that it was how this car drives. It's not just how new cars drive. It's not how like cars of that time drive. This is how this generation of Minis drives. Yeah, versus I can't tell the difference. I can tell the difference between this and 4Runner. 4Runner, yeah. Because that one's, for one thing, this will hit 90. I've done that on accident one time. It was entirely on accident. I was just like following traffic. I go to pass around everybody because everybody's going 70, and I don't feel like I'm passing them like that much faster. But I'm going past everybody. Next thing I know, I looked at going fucking 92, and I didn't even realize. I was like, oh. It's like it can move. It can move in a straight line, but it doesn't have. It doesn't have anything to it, which I suppose if you're not a car guy, like that's kind of what you want. You want to not think about what are my temps doing, are my RPMs in the right spot, or else my fucking transmission is gonna kertonk. that one again. I think that's not so much. That's more of just like I got a bad motor mount, and a bad transmission mount. I think that's what that is. I just need fucking money to fix that, but I gotta fix the timing chain first because as much as that sucks, the car moves doing that. The car does not move when it does not have a timing chain that fucking works. You know, car moves when it still needs a PCV valve and a manual solenoid. It just doesn't move well. I like a large chunk of it. I don't like how the pedal feels, because like the pedal feels thick and heavy. It feels like the trigger on a game controller. It feels like my Xbox controller, like when you first get it. It's got that nice, you know, like a little bit of resistance still to it. It feels like that. I don't like the handling. I don't like the steering. I fucking hate. I hate this giant fuck ass iPad screen. I really do. Anything other than maps. I like it for maps. I like it for one specific purpose. But anything other than that, and it is the most annoying thing in the world. I don't need my whole fucking phone screen. Oh my god, damn. Giant fuck ass tablet. I don't need this giant bright ass fuck ass tablet to have my HVAC controls. That's the one that gets me. I damn near threw myself off the fucking rail guards on the highway trying to do the fucking AC because Colorado weather is gonna Colorado weather. It's 60 degrees right now. I got the heaters cranked. The fan's not really going. The heater's cranked. I kind of just let it radiate heat out a little bit at me. That's the comfiest way to do it, by the way. If you don't want to get like absolutely blasted by heat, just put it at a low fan setting and you crank it at the highest you can set it to go. Well, I'm a little confused because I think I see a light bar on my charger, but it sounds like somebody who wouldn't have a light bar. You know what I mean? I hate that. I hate the screens really in general. There's so many with so much pointless, stupid shit. Like, I know I was bitching and moaning that the Mini doesn't tell you anything, and so I had to go and buy a whole other screen. But this shit doesn't tell me anything either. Okay, because you got your analog speedometer. If I can get to somewhere where I can stop and pull over and park, I'm gonna fucking show you guys this shit because it's fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna hit it, but you see all this is fucking construction. Actually, you kind of can't because the cones are facing sideways. This is all fucking construction out the wazoo. The fucking I got the like manual analog speedometer, right? That's cool. I've got the tachometer shoved into a little bar on the side. The whole left side is the screen, right? I got a tiny little bar right next to it that shows like my RPMs, just barely, but you can't fucking read it because of the way the fucking like awning cover around the speedometer is. It's fucking half cramped, so you can't see what the numbers are half the time. You got the fuel gauge next to that. That one's at least far enough out that it makes it so you can see it. Then it's got the lane assist fucking showing up on there. And I don't find the lane assist like positive or negative really. It has got a lot. It gives a little bit of haptic feedback in the steering wheel, and that's kind of nice. I didn't know about it for the first week, so even when I was like, I'm all over the place with this thing because it's the tiniest little adjustment, and you like sling it to the other side of the lane, so you got to sling back or out, and it's just bouncing back and forth like a pinball machine. The lane assist helps a little bit because it's like once you start getting up there, it gives you a haptic feedback on the side of the steering wheel. That's kind of neat. I don't know how much I'd say it's like, helped, but it's neat. Don't really know the point of the like imagery of it if it's just gonna haptic feedback you anyway and doesn't want you looking at screens while you're driving. And then I have a digital speedo next to that, yeah, I got a little digital speedo cramping up on my tack on the Mini, but that's because the Mini's speedometer is the fucking center console. And like, it is objectively, like, especially when you're going around and doing quick and stuff, because like, it's built like that so your partner, your co-pilot, your passenger, whoever they are in that specific drive, you see your speed. Like, it's specifically where you're like rallying. Not to say that they would take it in the country without rallying, but like, I what it's for. It's got rally heritage. That's its rally heritage, is you could both see the speeds, so you could be like, hey, drop 5 miles an hour. You got a turn coming up at 300 feet, hard right, you know. Versus trying to crane your neck around, trying to see what the speed is on this fucking thing, or asking them and having to take extra time to be like, what's your speed? And then you gotta hear you and process it, and then tell you, and then you have to hear it and process it. And like, as much as you sound like that's not that much extra, but you got a piss loud ass engine, with your piss loud ass mud and dirt, branches snapping and thumps and all that you gotta hear over and process over. It turns into a lot. So it's a lot easier to just have that there. Honestly, I bet it's Conrad. I don't know why Subaru wouldn't have done that to WRXs. That's how you differentiate the WRXs. You slap your speedo in your center console for like your rally stuff. It'd be cool. It'd be like a rally feature for all cars. The rally's not a big thing anymore. No one fucking cares. Because no one's buying a new car to rally. Everyone's buying cheap 20-year-old beaters that they were the hot shit that you'd rally out the fucking box. Oh. Did that Integra have a Turbski? Sorry, I caught the psh, like mid-sentence. There's some cool cars out tonight. There's a couple of neat guys out. I wish I could be one of them. But there's a couple. Better than nothing. The city's cool sometimes. Usually when it's not yours, so the sports suspension that you have to worry about. As much as I dog on the suspension, it takes a bump. It'll take some pretty fat bumps. Anyway, I'm rambling on a little bit too long. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I forgot. I think I got all my key points. Stupid HVAC control is trying to kill me because they're in the tablet, so you gotta look at what you're doing on here, so you can't do it while you're driving, but like, the shit changes while you're driving. Oh, this one's more kind of nitpicky. This is more specifically like Ford design, I think. But I think it's a big problem with all of them. It's any long dashboard car, and maybe it's because like it's not textured out enough, so like it doesn't have it reflect out the light properly. But it's just when it's the middle of the day, you can't see shit through the windshield because all I can see is the texture at a dashboard for like the first half of my windshield. Okay, the half I actually fucking need to see the streets and the cars in front of me. It like blinds you out. It's atrocious. And it's not even in a way that you can put your visor down or throw some sunglasses on. No, because it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh, I forgot my actual gripe with my little speedometer, tachometer area, my little gauge cluster. I only went halfway through it. Because in all reality, one screen on one side, that's not that bad. The problem is there's a second screen on the other side for all of your phone functions, which I don't get why you have this big fuck-ass tablet to do it all on if you're going to throw it on this little side screen too. Because that was just distracting because I got two fucking D-pads. One for each side of the steering wheel. And because of that, it's like I've got a whole ass fucking gaming mouse going on here. You're getting attacked by something. You're getting a bug. He's like swatting like crazy, tornado. Because I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 11 a side. That's 22 buttons. on my steering wheel. I'm willing to bet if I count it on the Mini, it has something akin to that. But like, well, no, because like just thinking off the top of my head, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this side isn't a D-pad. These are like your phone call functions on this side of the steering wheel. And these ones are like your media audio playback control on this side of the steering wheel. Maybe 1 or 2 buttons and paddle shift at the time. So you might hit 15 buttons. Or is that over 20? This is a whole ass World of Warcraft gaming mouse. You know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about, with like the 45 buttons on the side so that you don't even have to use your hotkeys on top. This is not conducive to like a productive, but at least they got buttons. There's a fuck ton of buttons, but I want less buttons on my steering. Just throw some of them on my fucking center console. Fine. I don't know. This sucks. I hate it. I'm pretty sure it gets about the same gas mileage as the Mini after it's tuned to 20. 18. I can see the appeal, and that's, I think, my big problem. I see the appeal to non-car people. Because, like, people move out of the way and get back in their fucking lanes. People will, like, try to get into your lane, and then they see you and they back off. Which adds an inherent level of safety. It's not like I feel like, oh, I'm a big hot shit guy. But it's like, it just adds a little level of insurance of people aren't going to want to try to hit you. And in all reality, once you have CarPlay like hooked up and set up, which it's a 50-50 shot. I got no room to talk with the Mini because the Mini has the same fucking problem. And anyway, the Mini's is worse because I gotta unplug and replug and disconnect and reconnect like 17 different times to get it to fucking work right. And then sometimes I have this whole ass restart the car and then it works. But like when your phone connects like it's supposed to, it's overall like it's not too bad. You kind of can set it and forget it because like your maps will be right there, so you can put your maps in on the center console. Your Spotify is right there. I don't like it, but it is right there. It does other phone shit too. I'm just like, I don't see the need for it to do anything more than that. Okay, I'm driving. I'm going to a destination. I want to sit in my car and watch a fucking video. I'll just watch it on my phone. Terrifying. Alright. I think that's about it for me though. It's tired. I'll go to bed. I just wanted to rant about fucking new cars and how shit they are.